What's up, everybody? This is Jube from Section 116 on ArgosEndzone.com. It's time for Week 5 action as your Argos host the Ottawa Redblacks on Monday night. As always, click the Show More button on the YouTube channel, jump to the chapter you want to see. We'll get things rolling with a look back at what happened last week. Week 4 saw your Argos drop a tough loss on the road to the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. When you look at the way the game went, it came down to a couple different things. First off, Andrew Harris, Winnipeg running back, able to run roughshod on the Argos, moving the ball consistently. I think they may have exposed a chink in the armor where the Argos have a great pass rushing defense. Guys that can get to the quarterback and cover downfield, but they may not be big enough to hold up against the run. Keep an eye on that as the season progresses. And now the good news is it's not known as a running league. However, once people start picking up on trends and patterns, they start to adapt. The other thing being that Martese Jackson had a huge coming out party. The Florida Atlantic Owl decided to gain, the fourth most all-purpose yards in a single game with a huge return touchdown. Another one was called back, which then brings us, of course, to hashtag #WhatAboutKaren. For those of you that are paying attention, Safeway has a $1 million contest every Friday night where they decide, if a kick is returned for a touchdown, then the person wins a home theater system. A second one goes back, and that person wins $1 million. Well, kick return number 2 happened, but was called back with a really late, awful flag that wasn't necessary, wasn't going to impact the play. But Karen just seemed like an absolute sweetheart, so a tip of the cap to her, who, of course, is not watching this. But the other thing being that the Argos left points on the field. There was at least 2 drop touchdown passes. For a team that was rolling so well, it was frustrating to see that this one was definitely winnable, and the Argos really gave it away. Week 5 sees the Grey Cup champion Ottawa Redblacks come to town to the site of that Grey Cup win at BMO Field for their first visit of the 2017 season. Now, Ottawa was able to acquire their first win of the season this past week, but they're actually playing their second game of the week, as at 4 or 5 days, which bodes well for our double blue in that they're much better rested than this team that is coming off a hard-fought victory, but also playing their second game so quickly that it might be a little bit of that letdown for finally getting the monkey off their back with the win, and also having to play again so quickly. If I were a gambling man, I would see the Argos start with that run game and just beat up on this Redblacks defense so they don't want to be out there in the second half, which will open things up for Ricky Ray downfield. Again, I'm far from the offensive coordinator putting on the game plan. When you look at what Toronto was able to do against Ottawa last time, it was an absolute air show. As S.J. Green, 216 yards through the air? So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Feel free to throw the ball. I'm not going to say don't throw the ball. But that would be my first knee-jerk reaction, is try to run the ball, wear them down, keep the defense on the field, so that by the second half, it's a no-brainer. Now, of course, you got to be aware of Trevor Harris, Redblacks quarterback, that can catch fire in a heartbeat. And with that receiving core of Ellingson and Sinopoli, those guys are deadly. So that's the other advantage of trying to keep the Redblacks defense on the field, is it keeps the ball out of Trevor Harris's hands. You see how this is one of those win-win situations. Toronto has not proven themselves to be a ball control offense at this point, as they have been stretching the field dramatically. But the big thing is getting points. Time possession isn't relevant as long as you can put points on the board. So as long as every drive is a scoring drive, then we should see some good times here. And again, it's been fun games. It's been fun games. Speaking of fun games, we've got the celebration of the 1997 Grey Cup champion Argonauts, the 96-97 back-to-back winners, and Doug Flutie will be named in as an all-time Argonaut. So there's Doug Flutie bobblehead night, and there's fantastic deals on tickets. Where I think it's 2 tickets for 1997 as a celebration of that Grey Cup win, and there's a 4-ticket family package that sounds really great. So what I'm saying is, you really got to go to the game. All right. Who should be watching this week? When the Argos are on defense, I'm looking at corner Akasi Owasu. I'm butchering this name constantly. I know I promised I'd get this right. Patience. What I'm saying is, number 9 on the defense, has done a fantastic job so far this season. The funny thing about a cornerback is the ones that don't have a lot of stats are usually your best ones because quarterbacks don't want to throw the ball over that way. And so we've not heard his name called very often. But I think that's, again, that's a credit to him. So what I'm expecting from him is almost no stat line again as he shuts down one half of the field. When the Argos have got the ball, I'm looking at running back James Wilder Jr. The Seminole is putting on a heck of a show so far early in his CFL career as he's starting to get more comfortable and confident carrying the ball, showing patience in the backfield, and finding the holes. As I was saying before, my first impression is a hefty run game to start this matchup on Monday to try to wear down that Redblacks defense. So you may see a pretty steady diet of Mr. Wilder on offense. So again, when the Argos do not have the ball, Mr. Owasa, and when they do have the ball, Mr. Wilder Jr. So time for this week's prediction. As we were saying before, with this being the second game they've played this week, and on the road, having those struggles, now getting over the hump, getting finally a win in the win column, I'm expecting Ottawa to have a bit of a setback here. I don't want to see that momentum rolling any further. And of course, it's no secret I'm a bit of a homer, so of course I'm picking the Argos. But what am I picking for them? I think I said 34-12 on the Argos Fancast. Just roll that down there. Yeah, if I didn't say 34-12, just make the correction up there. Cool. Guys in the truck, thank you. Appreciate it. But yeah, I'm expecting an air show. I think the Argos are going to run roughshod on them. So yeah, air show in terms of throwing the ball through the air. I'm also expecting a higher scoring offense from the Argos. Possibly a defensive touchdown for the Double Blue. Anybody hear? Was that just my? I was the only one that heard that voice? No? Okay. So yeah, let's see how things go on Monday. That'll wrap things up for Week 5. I hope you had some fun. As always, feel free to like, comment, share this video, spread it around the World Wide Web, and we'll see if we can draw some more viewers this way. Feel free to comment on what you like and you didn't like as we keep to evolve this channel for you. Follow us on our social media feeds. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, and of course the homepage at argosendzone.com. Special shout out to the guys over at Argos Fancast for having me on board this week. Had a great time. Always like talking some Argos. Love to have you back. Love to be back anytime. I'm afraid I'm not set up for that type of thing, and nobody wants to come out to the home office here in Peterborough to be online for this. It's okay. It's cool. It happens. It happens. So, Monday night, 7:30 kickoff. Again, we got the defending Grey Cup champion Ottawa Redblacks coming to town. We have got the celebration of the 96-97 Grey Cup champion Toronto Argonauts in the house. Doug Flutie going to becoming an all-time Argo, as well as bobbleheads for the kids and the collectors for the first several thousand people that come through the turnstiles, and the throwback prices. 2 tickets, $19.97. You're not going to beat that anywhere in town, all right? And it's going to be a fantastic time. It's one extra stop on the subway coming from Lakeshore East. You get off at the exhibition stop. If you're coming from the west, it's one less stop than Union, right? So, yeah, you don't worry about driving there, although they do have parking and a tailgate, so feel free to partake in that. What I'm saying is that it's like Toronto's best-kept secret right now is the Toronto Argonauts because they're putting on some entertaining football, and I appreciate you guys coming to me for all the information, but you should really see this in person. So I really hope to see you on Monday night. Feel free to stop by Section 116 and saying hi, all right? And until then, this is Jube from Section 116 on argosendzone.com, reminding me ride the rail, and we ride hard.